welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anne and this is All the Budgeting. And what I do here on this channel is I do cash envelope stuffings for my paychecks, for side hustles. I do cash condensing videos when I need to. And then I'm always going to be closing out my budget with you, looking at what did I plan, what were my actuals. I will calculate my net worth each month. I will update my envelope tracking so I can see what did I start the month with, what did I end with, what was the difference. And then quarterly, starting today, I'm going to give you an update on my debt payoff plan. Where am I? What have I, been able to pay off, etc. And I'm going to do those quarterly. So if that is something that interests you, I hope that you do consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. I am still a new channel, so doing all of that really does help me get found in the YouTube algorithm. So would really very much appreciate if you do subscribe. Okay, so let's get into it. We are closing out our March 2022 budget. And so I'm going to bring this up a little bit just because I don't know how I can zoom in with my phone. So so we're just going to kind of bring this up to you. So I started out the month anticipating income of $7,427. Now this month was a little unique in that I got a promotion with a raise effective in the middle of the month, and so I didn't really know how much that raise was going to be, and I actually came in about $220 short because of taxes. Thank you very much, Uncle Sam, but whatever, it's still more than what I was getting before, so I am still very grateful. And then I also did get a refund from the debt settlement company, and so that was money that I didn't know how much. I knew that the refund was in process, but I didn't know how much because I am in an active Chapter 13 bankruptcy, how much of it I was going to be able to keep. So I ended up being able to, I was able to keep $4,000. And so I stuffed $2,250 of it. And then I did have some side hustle income. I never planned for that because I do not want to base my overall budget on money that is not for sure. So the only thing that is for sure ever at the beginning of the month is my salary. So that's all I'm ever going to use to start out that monthly budget. So that all said, what I ended up with in the month was income of $9,770. I never include my rollover in this closeout look at my budget because that rollover money did come out of these paycheck amounts. So I did not want to, I don't want to double count that as income, okay? So then looking at my bills, I planned for total bills of $5,275. I ended up actually slightly higher than what I had planned with $5,594 in bills. Go to our second page. For my spending / fixed amounts, I planned for $1,300 to go into those funds. I ended up being able to put more, and so I ended up being able to put in $2,300, so that's good. And then for my sinking funds, so these are all of the the variable amount funds, I planned at the beginning of the month to stuff about $852, and I ended up being able to stuff $2,322. So overall, really good month. That was due largely to that refund, being able to put more money into those various funds than I had anticipated. Okay, so put that aside. So from here, I want to update my sinking fund or my envelope tracker. So each month I put down what did I start with, right? What were my balances at the end of February in this case? And now I want to update based on what did I actually end up with. And so I'm going to use my tracker from the last paycheck stuffing, because these totals have what my totals are. So let me try and get that all in frame for you. And I have my calculator so that I can calculate the difference if I need to. Okay, so starting with emergency, we started with $400. We ended up with $1,450. And so that was a difference of $1,050. So that is great. Extra debt, we started with $145 and we are ending with $220. So that was a difference of $75. Health, we started with $30 and we ended with $105. So that is a difference of $75. Home maintenance, we started with $135, ended with $175. So that's a difference of $40. Same with home improvement and car maintenance. Those were all the same balances. Pet care, we started with $30, we ended with $70. So a difference of $40. Electronics, we started with, $75. We ended with $115. So also a difference of $40. Extra week, we started with $75, ended with $115, so $40. Subscriptions, we started with $270, we ended with $160, and that's because I did pay a subscription, so that was actually less, $110. Vacation, we started with $1,090, we ended with $2,500, and so that was a positive $1,410. Christmas started with $25, ended with $45, so plus $20. Holiday dinner started with $25, ended with $45. Gifts, we started with $30, ended with $50, so plus $20. Entertainment, we started with $40, we ended with $25 because I did use some of that, so that is a minus $15 on that one. Clothes, we started with $40, ended with $60. Same with beauty. If we go to our second page. Miscellaneous started with $25, ended with $45. New car started with $40, ended with $60. Same with new house. Planner stuff started with $25, ended with $45. Okay, so that is everything non-business related. So now I just want to update my business totals. So I'm going to take a look at that tracker. Sorry for the mess here. So my business taxes, I started with $202, ended with $295, and so that is plus $93. And then subscriptions, I started with $203, ended with $240, and so that is $37. Oh my gosh. Yeah, $37. Sorry, couldn't do the math that quickly in my head. Okay, so now let's total it up. Our starting balances equal $3,255. And so let me just total these up real quick. Okay, so we are ending with a total of $6,290, which is a difference of $3,035. Wow. able to put a lot away this month, which feels really, really good. Yeah, so that feels really good. All right, so that is my tracker. So now I want to go ahead and update my net worth. Yeah, okay, so let me put this aside. And I have a little cheat sheet over here. Sorry, I'm just kind of getting that set for you just so I'm not taking too long here. Okay, so I started, my net worth last month was $11,272. And I mentioned this in my last video, or my debt confession video, where I showed my net worth for the first time. I actually started the year with a negative net worth. So the fact that I was able to get it up to 11,000 by the end of February is pretty awesome, I think. So let's see where we are for March. Okay, so my total envelopes I just totaled up. That was $62.90. My house, now my house value, this is just based on me looking at real estate listings of what similar houses, well, I'm in a condo technically, in a townhome. So I'm looking at what similar, especially any in my subdivision, what they are on the market for. And there's actually only one currently in my subdivision on the market, but it is my exact unit. And that one is on the market for $200,000. So that's what I'm going to put down. Obviously that is just an estimate. So, but for this purpose, that is more than enough. My car, based on the Kelly Blue Book value, is worth about $26,106. And my 401k balance is $50,317. So that's through my employer, of course. And so let's just total that up. So $62.90 plus $200,000 plus $26,106 plus $50,317. And so my total assets right now are $282,713. My bankruptcy, because of that refund that I got, and that most of it, about 10,000 of it, going towards my bankruptcy total. My current bankruptcy total, what I owe, is about $89,275. Okay. I owe on my AC unit $9,951. I currently owe on my mortgage $132,527. My car loan $12,142. My phone $623. And then I actually, unfortunately, I do have a new liability to add in, and that is a medical bill. I had to have some tests and procedures, and they added up really quickly, and I currently owe about $670. Fortunately, my health system has a payment plan option where there is no interest, and you're able to say how much you can pay per month. So I'm currently paying about $25 a month on that. Now I have included it now in my debt payoff plan, which I will go over in a minute, to pay that off after I have paid my phone off, because I'm doing the debt snowball method. And unfortunately, that is actually going to go up even more, because I do have an ultrasound planned schedule for next week. I've already received the estimate on that, and that's going to be another $200. So I'll include that in that payment plan as well. So such is life, right? Things happen. Okay, so let's total up our liabilities. So 89,275. So my current liabilities are 245,188. And so to get the net worth, then I'm gonna subtract my liabilities from my assets. So 282,713 minus 245,188 equals, wow. I went from a net worth of 11,272 to $37,525. I more than tripled my net worth, you guys. Now, a big part of that was that refund being applied to my bankruptcy total. Okay, that took a big chunk off. Wow. Guys, I went from a negative net worth on January 1st to raising that net worth by $37,000. That's amazing. Okay, so let's see what the dollar amount changes. So this net worth minus last month, so 272. So my net worth went up $26,523. And so the percentage change, so this amount divided by last month's net worth, and I'm going to round up 233%. Wow. I mean, guys, it's amazing. It's amazing how quickly you can see the impact of these changes. I mean, you can understand, I think, how I felt calculating that net worth at the end of the year and seeing a negative number. I wasn't surprised, but you know, at 52 years old, making six figures, seemingly successful, to have a negative net worth, you know, that was definitely a reality check for me. But to see how quickly that can change just by applying yourself and by, you know, saving and having a place for every dollar. Absolutely incredible. Okay. I haven't shown you guys this, but I had put together some goals at the beginning of the year. And what I'm doing is, you know, marking off when I have achieved those goals and then, you know, creating new ones as a result, right? So my first goal that I achieved was a positive net worth. And so by the end of January, I was in the positive numbers. And then I wanted at least $2,500 in savings. I did accomplish that at the end of February. I have not yet been monetized on YouTube, so hey, you can help me out by subscribing. I also haven't met this goal of making $500 a month from side hustle income. My next goal that I did achieve at the end of February was a 10,000 or higher net worth. You can see I can actually mark these two off as well because I do have more than 25,000 in net worth. And so I achieved that at the end of March. And looking at everything that is in my envelopes, which right now, that's my savings. It is what it is. So I don't have, separate savings. Well, I mean, I have some of this money in savings, but I don't have extra money in savings that are not accounted for in my envelopes, is what I'm trying to say. So my total savings is $6,290. So I have accomplished that goal as well. So now the next goal is 50K or more net worth and 10,000 in savings. Amazing what happens when you write it down. It happens. Okay, so from here, I want to talk about my debt payoff plan. So I have put together a little Excel spreadsheet with calculations, and I'm really sorry, this is probably super small, but I can't make it any bigger. But what I did was I put down this is as of the end of March. I put down my current balances and my current payments, and I calculated by dividing the current balance by the current payments, how many months, if I didn't pay anything more than just the minimum payment, how many months would it be before this is paid off? And so I have those months here. Sorry about that. I just had a sneeze. Okay, so then I do have about, I think it's, let's see, 381 minus 36. So after all of my bills and, increasing some of my fixed amounts and all of that kind of stuff, from this raise and promotion that I got, I'm going to be able to put about $345 concentrated towards extra debt. Now, that is on top of always putting at least $200 towards my sinking funds each month. And again, that doesn't account for, I'm always going to put $50 per month towards my emergency fund, etc. So that is just simply extra money. So, but I have kind of come up with a plan. Again, because I wasn't able to get the full refund, I wasn't able to use that full refund, right? 10,000 of it had to go towards the bankruptcy. I still benefited from that, but I had some plans for that money to beef up some of my priority sinking funds. And I had somebody ask me this in comments as to why am I not just putting everything towards the extra debt? I'd pay it off sooner. Yes, you're right. I would. The reason why I'm not doing that is because I have no credit cards. I have no safety net. These envelopes are my safety net. And so I really want to focus on continuing to let those grow in these categories. And that's why I have them prioritized, because obviously, there are things that are higher priorities. And so I want to put more towards those than the more fun stuff like clothes and beauty and things like that. So because I, only got the 4,000, I am not going to start putting that $345 a month towards my extra debt until April of next year. I have some kind of immediate plans to beef up some of those funds, as well as, some other things. I want to fully fund all of my extra weeks for this year, because I do get paid bi-monthly, and I budget 2 weeks full worth of expenses out of each paycheck, but sometimes there's an extra week thrown in there. I want to fully fund that. My cat needs a dental cleaning. I need to pay for that. So, and then I want to get at least $500 into my high priority envelopes. And those high priority envelopes are health, car maintenance, home maintenance, and pet care. And so I kind of did the math, and this is only based on my paychecks, right? Obviously, any extra money that goes towards debt, if I am working on increasing my side hustle income, and then with my side hustle income, once I have my business subscriptions taken care of, all of that money is going to go towards extra debt. I should get a bonus at the end of the year, so this is only based on what I'm getting in my paycheck. Okay. So just know that this will change, hopefully, and we'll see these months kind of go down, that I'm able to pay these off sooner. But I just wanted to kind of explain that. So what I did was then I calculated the current payment for this first line, because I'm doing the debt snowball method, so lowest balance to highest. So I calculated $36 times 12 months. And so what I will have then next April, and again, this is if no extra money gets put towards the phone, right? This is only if I'm just paying that $36 a month. That is $191 would be my revised balance. And so I'd be able to pay that then in May, because that extra money will more than pay off that balance. Okay, so I should have then, at minimum, my phone paid off by next May. And so then that $36 gets added to the $345. And so then I have my medical bill. And so while if I don't make any extra payments, I'd be paying that off in June of 2024. But with the debt snowball method, I anticipate that'll be paid off then in June of 2023, the following month. Then I have my AC unit. Now, right now, if I make no extra payments, that will get paid off in April of 2025. Now, this one is a little weird because the way it works, it's a lease to own situation, and I was hoping to pay it off this year because if I paid it within the first 24 months of the lease, I would actually save 40%. Okay, so that was where a big chunk of that refund, was I able to keep it all, was going to go. That's not going to happen. That's fine. If I pay it off now before the 36-month mark, which will be next summer, I'll still save 30%. Okay, so that is definitely going to be a big goal. And so that might mean, like, if I get a bonus and that bonus will pay it off, that might, mean I don't pay off my medical bill, sooner. I'll bump that up to pay the AC unit off, and then I'll resume with the medical. We'll see what happens. But right now, it's looking like, just using this method, that AC unit will be paid off in March of 2024. Now, I will say that once I pay this off, I'm actually not going to be adding that $268 to the debt snowball. You guys might come for me in the comments. That is fine. We all have to do what we feel is right. Once I have paid off my AC unit, I am resuming my house cleaning service because, frankly, I hate to clean. I don't do it. And that is time, rather than me spending Saturday mornings cleaning my house, which happens not every time anyway, because I hate doing it so much, I will put it off. That is money that's time I could be spending towards my side hustles to increase my income and pay off my debt sooner. So that's how I'm rationalizing it. And my house cleaning service, when I had it before, it was about $240 a month. So basically, washes that out. So that will not be added to the amount, but I am fine with that with that choice. Okay, so then the next one is my car. And so with the debt payoff method, I should have that paid off by April of 2024. And then the last one I'll be tackling is my bankruptcy. And with this method, right now, it is looking like I will have paid off my bankruptcy in June of 2025. That is about a year and a half early. So I'm in a 5-year repayment plan. And I filed in November of 2021. So that would mean November of 2026 is when I would be done. So June 2025, already I've shaved off time, again, largely because of that amount, that $10,000 I was able to take off. And also, one of my creditors did not file a claim, so they're not going to get repaid. And so that total also came off. So my goal, though, is to pay off this bankruptcy in 3 years or less. So I am looking to get this down even more. And so, as things get paid off, then the whole plan changes, right? So I will be giving you an update of this view quarterly. Okay, so the next time you'll see where we are with my debt snowball will be at the end of June. I do want to show you, though, I have some trackers set up for my debt payoff plan for this year. Okay, and again, this is only based on what is planned from my budget. And that's why we'll update this each month, because if I'm able to pay more, then, we can do that. Okay. And so I'm using an erasable pen. If you guys haven't heard of these friction erasable pens, they're awesome. They really do erase very cleanly. And that way I can adjust it. So this is just for this year. So right now, when I started March, my balance due on my phone was $660, and I rounded up for the payment $37. So that is what was paid. And so my current balance for going into April is $623. Okay. And so right now, if I made no extra payments outside of, the monthly payment, I will end the year with a balance of $290 on my phone. Okay, so we'll update this every month in case I'm able to pay more off, and then that's going to change then the rest of the plan. So that's my phone. Next up is medical. So this is new debt. So I'm starting the month of April with a balance of $670. My payment is $25, and so I'm planning to end April with a balance of $645. I do not get paid interest. I do not get charged interest for this, so there isn't a huge driver to increase this payment because I'm not actually, I'll reduce the balance sooner, but I'm not, saving any money really. I did account for, like I said, this next week I am having an ultrasound that I need, and I know that that's going to go up by $200. So I added $200 to May's starting balance and all that. So anyway, so again, making no extra payments. I'm expecting to end the year with a balance of around $645 on my medical. Okay, my AC unit. So I started March with a balance of $10,219. I did make my payment of $268. So my current balance is $9,951. And so right now, planning to end the year with a balance of $7,539. And let's just see. So if let's say I had a bonus that I was able to pay this off. So 7,539 minus 30%, 7,539 minus 30%, I'd actually end up paying $5,277. So you see why I want to prioritize this because I will save money. Okay, but we'll see. We'll update it as we go. Okay, so my car. So this I do get charged interest. So sometimes the payment is different, right? So you can see in February, I plan on my payment based on January to be $491, but it was actually $498. So my ending balance was less than I anticipated. And so for March, I started March with a balance of $12,647. My payment is actually $550. So this $498 is reflective of how much did my balance reduce by. Okay, so that's what I'm using so that this is how much it should go down by. Okay, but actually my actual reduction was $505. Okay, so then that means that my ending balance is $12,142 instead of the $12,149, so $7 less. Okay, every dollar counts, as we saw from my net worth calculation. Okay, so I'm starting 12,142, and so what I'm going to do then is plan on what my actual amount was for the previous month, and then I'll calculate it. So I'm going to see if I can speed this up. I'm going to fill out the rest of this so that we can see what are we expecting by the end of the year. So I'm going to see if I can speed this part up. If not, I'll just cut here and rejoin when I have it all filled out, just so you're not bored watching me do this. Okay, so after doing all of that, right now I'm looking to end the year with a balance of $7,597 on my car loan. Now, that's why I'm doing this in erasable ink, because if next month my payment ends up being more than $505, or what it's reduced by, then that'll change everything else, and so I'll erase it and recalculate it. But yeah, I just think this is kind of nice to see the plan laid out for the year. All right, so then my last first one is my bankruptcy. So I started this year with a balance of $113,302. My payment each month is $19.20. Okay. But in January, this is when my overall balance was reduced because of that one creditor that did not file a claim. So they lose the right to be repaid as part of the bankruptcy, and so that brought it down. And then last month it was just the standard 1920. But now with March, because of that refund, what was actually paid into the bankruptcy this month, or the month of March, was $12,220, which makes my outstanding balance right now $89,275. Okay. And so once again, I'm going to calculate this now for the rest of the year. I'll speed you up, or I'll cut here and come back when it's filled out. Okay, so right now it is looking like I'm going to close the year with an outstanding balance of about $71,995 for my bankruptcy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And so once again, I will update these sheets each month as part of my closeout so that we can see, if the plan is changing at all. Okay, so now the last thing that I want to do today is just go through my budget for April. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the only income that I plan for is my salary, okay? And now that I know how much my check is going to be every 2 weeks, it's easy. Okay. So I am planning for an income of $7,514 for the month of April. My bills that come out of my salary total for the month of April about $5,874, which leaves me about $1,640 to put into my various envelopes. My cash spending and fixed amounts, so this did change a bit. So grocery spending, hair, emergency, all the same amounts that I budgeted in March. But I'm adding my health, which was, just it would get a percentage of whatever was left over. I'm adding that now to be a fixed amount. And the reason for that is because I do have a couple of chronic conditions that do require prescriptions. And 2 of my prescriptions alone cost, after insurance, they cost about $300 per quarter. And that's just 2 of them. And I have more than that. And that doesn't account for doctor's visits and copays and all that kind of stuff. So, for anybody who is watching outside of the United States, being less than 100% healthy in the United States is very, very costly. So I decided that because every time these prescriptions, and those 2 always come up, like that I need to renew them at the same time. And trust me, I have looked into, can I get them for cheaper anywhere? This is the cheapest I can get it. Okay. So, and I'm lucky that I have the insurance that covers it, because somebody trying to get these without insurance, it's not possible. So, so I always am scrambling with, okay, how do I pay for this? Because, I don't usually have $300 in my health envelope. So I am budgeting $70 per paycheck, so $140 a month, which would be then 140 times 3. So that'd be $420 a quarter. So that will more than pay for my prescriptions, as well as continue to add to that health envelope, so that I can pay for doctor visits and all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to explain that. So my total spending and fixed expenses are about $1,440 for the month of April, which leaves me $200 to put into my sinking funds. And if you notice, I'm not putting anything into vacation because I do have my upcoming vacation fully funded. And so I won't be adding to that envelope until after that vacation has happened to start just, saving for the next one, whenever that might be. And remember, this is only based on my salary. Any rollover will get added to my sinking funds. Any extra amounts will get added to my sinking funds. So this is just the bare minimum based on my salary. I'll be able to put $200 towards my sinking funds, which I'd love to be able to put more, but right now I think it's more important to put, these set amounts into these budget categories, etc. So that is it for my closeout. It was kind of a long video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And let me know in comments below how you approach your, closing out your budget. Do you do that look back? Do you look to see, okay, what did I plan to spend? What did I spend? Or what did I save? And do you do a net worth calculation and all of that? Let me know in comments kind of how you handle that. All right, so next week, you will see my first paycheck stuffing for the month of April. Wow, spring is here. And as I say that, I look out my window and it's snowing right now because I'm in Chicago and Chicago's crazy in the spring. We could be 70 degrees one day and snowing the next. So yeah, it's snowing a little bit right now. I don't expect that it's going to stick or be anything that needs to be shoveled, but still. All right. So yeah, I hope everyone has a great week and I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.